Gang podcast. Once again, it's Gorilla Gang 3421. Go to YouTube, like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification, and you'll be notified when new videos are uploaded. All right, so this segment we're going to talk about the tribalism in society nowadays, and for those of you who don't know what tribalism is, it's not being able to separate yourself. So Democrats, Republicans, you got people that have a certain opinion, and then there's other people with the exact opposite opinion. But what happens in today's world, and most of it's not just Facebook, but Facebook is the easiest avenue to see it. And it's because social media, like the person's not right in front of your face. Like you know, especially if you don't know the person, you can pretty much say whatever you want, and that person's not going to punch you in the mouth or nothing. You're safe because you're on Facebook, and it's not in front of each other. So, there can be an intelligent discussion. There can be respectful debate.
I think trolling takes a part in that too.
But, and that's the thing with society now. It's, if you don't agree with my opinion, not only am I going to tell you you're wrong, but I'm going to call you names, I'm going to insult you, and all this other stuff. And I never understood. So I post, I post stuff about hating LeBron. I post stuff about hating Trump. I post stuff hating smoking weed.
Right.
But it's my opinion, and people literally go on the attack instead of just saying, "Oh, okay, I can understand that he feels that way. I don't agree, but whatever." And it becomes entertainment for me when they start responding, because nobody's looking to have an intelligent discussion. Nobody's trying to debate respectfully. They just want to try to force their opinion on me to change my opinion.
And I almost feel like when you disagree with them, their go-to thing is to try to make you angry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because of the lack of intelligence, in a sense. You know what I mean? You can't debate it. You can't bring up any facts. What's my go-to? Let me start calling you names. Let me start putting up pictures or whatever. This is, whoever,
like you're a hater. Like,
oh,
I don't get it.
I have a funny story. There was a time, now it wasn't really a debate per se, and I'm not going to get too deep in it, but my wife had gotten to a argument with a lady on Facebook. Mm-hmm. The lady came on my page, started calling my wife a bitch, and saying she was ugly, put a picture of her up.
Safe space.
I said to her, what did you think this was going to do for you? Like, did you think I wasn't going to dig in your ass after you did this?
Right.
And basically, the lady ended up blocking me because she was named after a car. I started going in on her about everything. I think her name was Portia or something like that. So, not only are you named after a car, but the cheap one. Not the expensive one. So, I mean, I've seen it firsthand. To me, it's ridiculous, especially if you're of a certain age. Now, not everybody acts their age. We know this.
I can confess, I don't act my age. Trust me.
You do, but not all the time.
Not on Facebook.
On Facebook, okay.
On Facebook, I definitely act like a little ass kid. But it's Facebook.
I think it's okay to have a difference of opinion. I think where it becomes a problem is when you get so bent out of shape. If that's the issue, you probably shouldn't be on social media because...
Or how about this? How about this to make it easy? Mm-hmm. Unfollow the person.
Exactly.
Delete the person.
Right. Mm-hmm.
If one of my best friends, Sam, since we were 13 years old, one of my best friends ever, is not on my Facebook because he can't stand the fact that my Facebook is disrespectful to Donald Trump. So he did what he's not going to sit there and argue with me.
Just
click that button, end the story. Don't have to see shit that can't post anymore. And it's that easy. And And yes, trolling is one thing. Me and my cousin troll each other all the time. That's playful. I think people think it's a little more serious.
It's hilarious.
Like I think he's laughing while he's posting. I'm laughing while I'm posting. So it's not serious. But it is those people that don't know you. That's when it becomes, why the fuck don't you just unfollow me? If you don't like the fact that I say, no, there's nothing healthy about smoking weed. It is a drug. Okay. So instead of trying to change my opinion, which is never going to happen, you cannot change somebody else's opinion because it's an opinion.
Let's take this even deeper, though. Okay. If you say something negative about weed, okay, or if you say something negative about Trump, or you say something negative about Dominique Wilkins, who I hold very near and dear to my heart, it's not me that you're rejecting or disrespecting. You're talking about that thing.
Right.
So why take it so personally? I understand that sometimes we really get behind things that we like, but it's never something dawning on me. You don't like that. I like it. You don't have to, because I'm going to go and enjoy it after we have the conversation anyway.
Vegans, another one. Like, vegans will go crazy if you're say you eat meat. I say, tell them I'm on the carnivore diet. They'll go crazy and start calling me a murderer and you're killing and like, for what? Just
are vegans the worst, or is it PETA? Because I think the idea of PETA not being able, but taking it upon themselves to take paint and splash your
They're the same though.
Okay.
They're the same.
Okay.
So you got to figure, if you're in PETA, you're not eating meat.
Right.
So you're going to be vegan anyway. So they're one and the same. But
yeah, why don't they ever boycott McDonald's or something like that? I've never seen that. I just see it as a person.
I've seen vegans not literally seen, but I've obviously seen pictures of vegans standing in front of the meat section.
Okay.
As to not allow you to buy meat.
So you can infringe on my right as a human being, stand in my way to keep me from doing something.
And I don't think that if it was, say, me or you that walked in the store, I think they would all of a sudden all need to have a bathroom break really quick.
Right.
So it's super selective, and that's again why I said Facebook is a safe space for them to do stuff like that. Like, a vegan can attack you on Facebook and get away with it. Right. People that love Trump can kind of say whatever they want. People that defend LeBron James or whatever the subject is. Those happen to be my subjects that seem to trigger everybody. LeBron, Trump, we talk about those. It's like, it's an automatic trigger. Like, I don't care that you disagree.
Now, in all fairness,
but let me have my opinion.
Right. In all fairness, I'm a fan of one of those things. I like LeBron. We've talked about that. Have I ever, when you've talked about LeBron, really been in my feelings about it? I might have said to you, hey, man, the guy is such and such a thing, or whatever, and that's the end of it. I'm never like him. I'm not doing a podcast with you anymore,
right.
Because you're talking about LeBron. It doesn't make a difference. I'm not LeBron.
But you're also not like a hardcore LeBron fan.
No, I'm not, but my son is, and that makes me like him a little bit more. Right. And I really respect his behavior off the court. I like the fact
not all vegans, Jason.
I like the fact that he hasn't been caught up in any kind of crazy drama. He seems like a pretty good role model. And the fact that my son likes him, I appreciate that even more. So, yes, I am a fan of his. No, I'm not hardcore. I don't think there's anybody right now that I'm a hardcore fan of. I think the last person was Ali, even though he had been away from boxing from a long time. I'm still a big Dominique Wilkins fan, but I don't, that's so long ago that nobody talks about Dominic now, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know. I think the last time I saw Dominic, he was doing Dominic was doing some type of commercial for some drug or something like that. But I mean, it's like a condition he has, so he, right. They got him to promote it a little bit. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so Jason made a good point with vegans. It's not all vegans, obviously. It's those extremist vegans, just the same way, just like you said, you like LeBron, but you're not like extreme on the extreme end. Right. Republicans, again, it's not all Republicans. It's those ones on the extreme.
Right.
And so that's what we're talking about when we talk about this. It's And tribalism.
Right.
One side, the other side. Complete antagonists.
And Jason, since you said that, I just want to make it clear that sometimes we'll say a whole group, but I don't think we ever, and excuse me for speaking for you if I'm speaking out of turn, I don't think we ever are including the whole bunch.
No, it's never
always,
the gamut of a group. It's just maybe an oversimplification of it. It's an easier way just to broach the subject, but it's never the entirety of all one group.
Yeah, I don't like putting a whole group in a box. That's something I try not to do. So,
right. So, yeah, that's it with opinions. Like, if you don't like what they're saying, just unfollow.
And another thing, if you want to speak, also listen. Otherwise, it's not a conversation. If you put your opinion and have enough respect to listen to the other person's opinion and then agree to disagree. Right. I mean, that's the easiest thing in the world to do. But people really get bent out of shape, man. I feel like somewhere between, when I was coming up now, people have just gotten soft their feelings, or it's the thing now to get offended and want to sue or want to, I don't know how many defamation of character suits there's been, but it seems like that's the thing to do now. I remember a basketball player some years ago had said something about a coach that was for the Raptors, a black coach, and he was going to go to court and try to sue him for defamation of character. Now, I don't remember exactly what was said. It might have been disgusting. It might have not been. I don't remember. But, it just seems like that's the thing now. Let's run and do this.
It's kind of like CrossFit, the difference between Fight Club and CrossFit. Fight Club never talks about it. And CrossFit never stops talking about it. Yeah, well, CrossFit's...
About to say something.
Well, I won't give my opinion on CrossFit. But, CrossFit definitely works, but it's just not my cup of tea. I don't feel like it's whatever. But, again, one of my dudes I grew up with does CrossFit. I don't trash talk him about it. I just don't agree that it's whatever. So it is what it is. Yeah. But yeah, it's really simple. Just to allow people to have their opinions. If you don't agree with it, either remove yourself from it, or if you want to throw your opinion in there just because you want to troll them, then yeah, okay, that's fine. But when you're trolling somebody, it's a whole different ballgame than when you're angry at the topic that's being discussed to begin with.
Let me say something else too. I'm not going to speak on what religion I might be associated with, but I have people who trash my religion all the time to my face, either knowing that I'm part of that religion or not knowing. I never get offended by that, because you're not rejecting me. You're rejecting the idea of what I believe, or you're rejecting God, one or the other. And that's totally up to you, because, you're going to have to deal with whatever you believe in or don't believe in. Same thing with me. So it never bothers me. You can say whatever you want to say. First of all, if you have faith in anything, whether it's CrossFit, this is the best exercise there is, or whatever, your opinion of it shouldn't shake my faith in it. You know what I mean? If it does, it was superficial anyway.
Right. I get it all the time too. I'm an atheist. Mm-hmm. You put that on, and man, people go crazy. Let me be what I am. Leave me alone. Let me be. And then they get angry, which is even funnier, because you're this religious person. But now you're angry, sending me all types of angry-ass messages. Yeah. Like, give it a rest. I'm not you. I'm not going to believe what you believe. I believe in what I believe in. Mm-hmm. And I don't knock anybody else for it, but just don't try to force your opinions down my throat, because I am way too stubborn and enjoy trolling way too much for my opinion on anything to change. Because it's an opinion, right? Facts are very different from opinions. Mm-hmm. You can talk to me about facts, but don't make the facts subjective to your opinion. You know, because there's a lot of people. That's the other thing now. This fact source isn't valid, but this one is. Like, oh, okay. So, in other words, we can't have an intelligent conversation. So remove yourself. If I'm on your page, I can remove myself. It's easy. Like, I don't think how you think. It's only one Cam Henry with my DNA that I know of. So
you know what? I think we brought in kind of a thin line too, and what I mean is, okay, so is the argument, or does the anger come from your opinion, or does it come from the fact that you can't debate your opinion? You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like which one is? Because I've seen people try to debate. I've been in debates with people where I've shut them down, and they just go ape shit. You know what I mean? And then I've been in debates where I couldn't articulate myself correctly. You know, and my thing is, I don't go crazy. I'm just like, well, you know what? I can't speak on that because I don't have enough information.
Right.
You know, and there's nothing wrong with that either. You know what I mean? Doesn't make you stupid. You just don't know enough about that subject to debate it.
Right.
You know? So I don't get it, man.
Because we about to talk about something. I don't have enough knowledge that I can sit here and talk about. But again, it's 2020. Stop being sensitive, triggered people. If you're a Republican, let a Democrat be a Democrat without bashing them over the head and trying to beat them into submission to think the way you think. If somebody doesn't like a certain basketball player, whoever it is, let them have that feeling. If somebody isn't religious, leave them the hell alone. That's on them. If somebody dislikes something that you are passionate about, keep it moving. Right. We're not killing your passion. We're just saying that's not something that we are personally involved in. I don't have the same feeling about it that you are, so nothing's going to change.
Another thing, if you think something's great, I should be able to give you enough information or facts about it to at least try to stir you. Listen, this is why it's great. You should try it. Now, you might hear what I'm saying and be like, no, nothing's going to change. Or you might be like, you know what? Something you said kind of triggered something. Let me go ahead and try that, or let me see what this is about. And, you know, the person tries it, and they might jump on the bandwagon. They might be like, no, it still ain't for me.
But it's when you take it personal about them not jumping on your bandwagon, that's when the problems are. You can sit here and tell me all the health benefits of mushrooms and tell me how great they taste. I'll never know because I'll never eat one.
Mushrooms
it's just great. Me. You're never going to change my mind about eating the mushrooms. I have tried one in the past, but no.
Hold on. You telling me when you get a cheesesteak, you've never had a mushroom on a cheesesteak?
Hell no.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm logging on now.
Hell no.
That makes the cheesesteak
My
better.
cheesesteaks are light mayo and ketchup, extra steak, extra cheese, and fried onions. That's it. Don't put anything else on my cheesesteak.
Ketchup, fried onions, peppers, mushrooms.
I don't want my cheesesteak tasting like peppers. Peppers are overwhelming. I get it. It's the hint of them. If they didn't put a lot in them, I could understand. But as a general rule, when you cook peppers into meat, your meat then tastes like peppers. If I'm having a cheesesteak, I'm going to taste the steak. That's the whole point. I don't want too much cheese, and I don't want too much...
While we're on the subject of cheesesteak, shout out D'Alessandro's and Jim's in Philadelphia. Jim's is on South Street, and D'Alessandro's is in Manayunk.
Well, in Delaware, I would say Riviera Pizza on Route 40. Olympics on Market Street.
Olympics is good. I can attest to that.
And I was never a Capriati's fan, but they are winning me over lately.
Never had their cheesesteak because I'm stuck on the Bobby. I love the Bobby at Capriati's. It's hard.
I've been getting the Capistrano lately. I love pastrami, man. The Reuben is literally my favorite sandwich ever.
Oh, corned beef?
Yeah. Or both. Put both of them on.
Never corned beef. Are you supposed to, the Reuben doesn't have, what's that stuff, sauerkraut on it too?
It's sauerkraut. It's,
I don't do that.
I think it's Swiss cheese.
Swiss cheese,
the Russian dressing.
Russian dressing.
It's supposed to be on rye bread.
Right.
And then I like I personally like both corned beef and pastrami on it.
I'm not a big corned beef. You know what? That's a lie because I do like when it's, what do you call that? When they shredded corned beef hash or something like that.
Well, let's get ready to be St. Patrick's Day. I think that's like the St. Patrick's Day food is corned beef and potatoes is like that.
Sauerkraut.
And I could be wrong, but
the corned beef, I can't.
My mom used to eat sauerkraut, just straight sauerkraut. I'm not a fan unless it's on a Reuben.
Yeah. Can't put it on a hot dog. Can't eat it by itself. I'm just not I'm not that.
I don't think I ever tried it on a hot dog.
That's the first time I ever seen it was in school, and they were like, "Oh, do you want sauerkraut on your hot dog?" I'm like, "Nah, no."
I love hot dogs.
I love hot dogs too, brother. Beef hot dogs.
My daughter hates
hot dogs.
Not Selena. Caitlin hates hot dogs, but she's also Jason. She's vegetarian, and so is my older son. So
Colin's vegetarian.
Colin's vegetarian. Yeah, Colin's lost like 30, 40 pounds since the beginning of the year.
Let me ask you a question. Did he come up with this himself, or did his girlfriend make it?
No, not at all.
Okay.
In fact, they're coming over for dinner. He asked me to make him veggie burgers. He said, "Oh, we'll tear some veggie burgers up." So I messaged her and was like, "Hey, what else do you want with these veggie burgers?" She was like, "I don't really like those. Can you make me shrimp and salmon? Is that too much?" I was like, "No."
Yeah, let me just say this real quick because first of all, shout out to Colin. This guy is a really, really talented, and Cam told me that he stopped, but he was becoming a really talented budding magician. And I came over here one night. I think you have the footage. If you want to upload it to the page, that's fine. Yeah. He was doing some magic tricks, and I came in here. I'm like, well, I'm going to figure out what he's doing, you know what I mean? And I got to say, there was one trick he did that I kind of figured out because I said to him, did you do this? He said, kind of, sort of, but no. Mm. There was one he did that really had me looking around like, what's going on? He didn't just do this or whatever. And I'm not a believer in magic like that. I always feel like there's some kind of angle or whatever. I couldn't figure, if there is an angle, which I'm sure there is, I could not figure out what it was. Very talented at it. I was sorry to hear that he might be giving it up or slowed down on it.
Yeah, he doesn't do it as much. But he also has a lot going on. Like, you know, he's working 2 jobs and he's in, you know, college now. So,
does he still have his page? He had a page before, correct?
He has a page. I don't think there's much on it, but it was ColinHenryMagic.com or something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I can actually upload that. Yeah. The trailer one thing.
Yeah.
I can upload that one. Yeah. But yeah, so he actually, funny thing is he taught himself by watching, I think it was on Netflix. They used to have that show Secrets of Magic Revealed or something like that. So he taught himself magic that way and just became good at it. But he gets bored easily. He figured out how to solve like every Rubik's Cube within like a minute. Because, you know, there's a 4-sided one. There's the regular one, the 6. Mm-hmm. And then there's like 16 or something like that.
Oh, I never seen.
Yeah, there's one with like little tiny little squares. So yeah, you can solve all of them. And then, all right, I'm done with it. Yeah. So yeah, he stopped stuff. But again, I think he's busy. But yeah, he was performing at like the Boys and Girls Club. He was performing a couple. I was going to say old age homes, but I don't think that's the proper term. I don't want to trigger any old people. It's a retirement community, I guess is the best way to put it. And then he performed at like a couple diners up in New Jersey, actually. So yeah, that's my knucklehead. So, all right. So we're going to wrap this up with just saying, if you get triggered by somebody else's opinion, grow the fuck up. Delete them or keep it moving. Unless you're trolling. And then that'll... If you're just trolling them, cool. That's cool. But don't get bent out of shape over a damn opinion.
Don't get in the debate in the first place, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what it's meant for. You're expressing yourself. That's what an opinion is. You know, so You know, you want to express yourself, also listen to other people, or just don't talk to anybody. Simple as that. Or get you a real submissive wife, because I'll tell you what, if you're married, you're going to have a difference of opinion, okay? And
if you're in a relationship, you're in
a relationship, and you don't want to be in a household with somebody you're arguing with all the time just because of an opinion.
Because you'll be miserable.
So learn how to calm that shit down.